대라양 다 지단기 안에 가장 겹지 보카르 린포체 양시 무진당 타주 차기다 저기 제군도들루치 쉐브레 안진주스 다 가장이 제고디 토리아 미세기 가족이한테 계지망무지게 계지망무지 시야 민도라 아니 주주 김 마다시제 아니 미세 가슈요 말에 다이네 지진디 가들인데 주주대스 주여의 민상 년다 보카르 린포체 양시 문제된 제외게 계속 하시지 주셔셔야.
Now, yesterday we had the ceremony for the identification and recognition of the reincarnation of Kyabje Bokar Rinpoche. And during the ceremony, there was not a lot of time for me to say much of anything. And so I did not really speak about the circumstances around the recognition of the reincarnation. However, today we do have a bit of time, and so I would like to say a few words about the recognition of the reincarnation of Bokar Rinpoche.
마시 가장 캐르무지 로르트의 초기 양시 제주 수당기 다 유림도 되지 모르 남래 드니다 티나려야 만두버지 에미세 쇼가스케멘도 다 이비네야 양시 무지차디 내주 망고지 소소하게 생각 저 망고지 미신다게 신기해 말해 드린 주사네 이제 상황 휴가 개면도 되미냐 가셔야지 쉬비미나 안에 다 모두를 야고 차로 해서 참래 드린 주사네 예 단도도 쉬야 베지슈이.
Actually, yesterday, Khenpo Rinpoche Lodro Dinya did read the brief history of the process, or the story of the process of recognition. And really that covered everything. There's nothing that is left out of that. But generally, in terms of the recognition of the reincarnation, there are some particular situations and some feelings that I had that others may not know about, but might be helpful. And so I don't think I need to explain everything, but there are a few points I would like to mention and to give a sort of a brief overview of it.
다 뒤주지죠. 내 다다지 아버 증명도 근데 주잖아. 뒤주지죠. 다 이미네야. 니 공부 좋아야 돼. 니 동시리죠. 니 동시리야. 안 공부 좋아해. 공부 좋아야 돼. 루브르 쉬지래. 쇼웨지리야. 루브르지. 대두산에 게 되다디 말람기 그주 말람기 Gablia Tanda, got the Tresibian Barcelona, the Tresibian Barantan of the Shobet, Tresibian Barantan, the Zam. Did you send this? Dan the Sam, didn't do this in Jimaso share. The Digilia, Gombat over the rich Cosso, Loberto. Did you send ye much? The Ines of Sorge. I need that yim much and did you stand that thing Tingelia, Mirilia, Dwar of Jikashi, Tingy Chevre in a Rotoyo Mare. Go did you sane, Missage, and Missay in sin of shoes that day. Combazo in the individual dose in the shoe in the sun, did you Lambro Gose, Mirilia, Letopere? She's a Mirilia, let you today. 테마솜을 이제 이단도 시라라 이체 다 공부 좋다 좋아봐 이내야 2000년만 돼봐서 don't want to believe someone that 근데 이제 2000년만 돼버리지 다이 맞을 안 되더라 봐 이내인데 2000년만 다 단도 공부 좀 했어서 그렇지 근데 이제 딱 안다 미질리아 레드네 there's some cause to simbre.
Now, I may not remember all the dates properly, but it was 2004 that Kyabje Bokar Rinpoche passed away. It was very sudden. All of a sudden, one morning, he just passed away. And that was the morning that I wrote the melody for the Tashi Palbar, the auspicious melody. And when I wrote that, I felt like this just isn't a good connection. When that happened, I realized maybe this wasn't a good connection for that. It's just that on that very morning that I wrote the melody, and then I heard that Bokar Rinpoche had suddenly...
Composed that, but that have some problem.
Oh, excuse me, I wrote it, but at that time there were a few problems. And so that was the morning that Bokar Rinpoche passed away. And when I heard it, then I couldn't believe it. It's like, I thought, how could this possibly? I didn't believe it. So I had tried to go to Mirik Monastery a couple or three times in the past, but it hadn't worked out. But this time I made a special request saying that Rinpoche had passed away, so I absolutely had to go. And I was given the permission. It worked out so that I could go. And when I went to Mirik Monastery, I still didn't want to believe that Rinpoche had passed away. Of course, I really should have believed. There's no way not to believe that he had passed. But I still, in my heart, I really felt like I really did not want to believe that he had passed away.
Today, Mirilia Ting was Miril Ting Kashi Simbre, Miril Ting Kashi Simbre. Ting Chilia, Mirilia, Mandrocolia, Milam Rich Dance. Did you Milam Rich? Rinpoche did you say that? Go Murdung showed you the go, goody, Mrs. Matan showed you the body is kept. Just a Milam Naroli, I can't say the pay woman goody, pay you have a chair. You mean the Dutch teacher was Casa. The goody Narol, the near chart at Tangwina, near chart the goody Louisina, and a good is on the church, and the near chart been on Tangche, Gusutina and Tangche. Energy casual, Yachi Somba Cherry, the Milan star. A drain you son, did you son, 다 버지 간다를 디기 초안으로 된거 만들어서 다가 수술 소화한 게 간다를 무지 공부 잡디 가수에 딱 간다 수술 셈리아 방법이 좀 되지당 기술을 무지 배 가수에 주다 양결 꿀루디니 돌이야 주 로야로 시위미나 안 탑시 가래네 즉 가수지 제সম사로지 바지 급티 두산 밀름딩에 천하로 간대여디 바지 전통으로 삼창이에요.
I went to Mirak Monastery a few times. The first time I went, it was just one time I went, just a little bit before I went, I had a dream. And in my dream, the remains of Bokar Rinpoche were still present, the remains as they were before the cremation. And in my dream, it was kind of strange. It was like the remains were still there. And I had this feeling that if I could give my blood to the remains, if I could pour my blood into the remains, then he would be revived and come back to life in that very same body. So like I dreamt that I gave him my blood and he came back to life. And I had a really strange feeling at that time during the dream. It's like when Bokar Rinpoche passed away, I felt a really great sense of loss. And I felt like if there was anything that I could do to bring him back in that same body, I would have done it. And so that was the feeling that I had in the dream.
No dream, that time.
Or that was the feeling that I had at the time.
다 디젤이야 데 가서다 간다르다 십주시고 공조 걸려야 침브레 안디 걸려야 어디 가장 소문난 시에 거기도사는 문제 제로치 다 소문난 문제 제로치 다 부가름지 연습 문제 제로치 다 부가름지 연습 지단 연습 문제 자사데 가고 싶지로 하다 남시 과에 네 신도야다 가고 싶지 참참 쇼베 가르쳐야 돼 공다 채널 지금 말해 근데 이제 쭉 남시 과에 다 유퍼스 주세요 다 인비네야 가르쳐야 다 이나 날 강에 치슈디 가르쳐서는 다 신기매지 지금 신기매슬라비나 아니 이치가 말아 미주 이치가 말해 오늘 소소 신기매네야 안데 미주 이치가 매비 인상 안에 신기매나 신기운동도 맞지라지로 안데 인두산에 다지 지유운동도를 지기다 탭시를 지기 다를 신다다 가마르데 다를 림부체리야 데스 소소다 데버를 지어비 인두산에 다 림부체리야 가지고 수행대비를 제비입니다 다직세나 람르를 교제지 차로연로 삼 드레비 텐세 다지 녜치기 지 켈렌도 제베
As was mentioned yesterday, I went during the on the 49th day of the puja, and and after that they asked me to find and recognize the reincarnation. So, but actually finding the reincarnation of Bokar Rinpoche is extremely difficult. It's hard to say, where is the consciousness? Sometimes in the evenings I don't remember what I did in the morning, and so and if I can't even remember that, then finding the consciousness is extremely difficult. But actually my greatest difficulty is that even if I don't know something, no one is going to believe me if I say that I don't know. So sometimes if I don't know something, I still have to since no one's going to believe that I don't know it, I have to pretend that I know. And So, so I sort of pretended that I might know, and then, but not saying anything about it. Because I had such a strong connection with Rinpoche, and so I felt to myself that if I prayed to Rinpoche, something would work out, and so I accepted and promised that I would try.
Pray the love. Okay. Tadne Mirilia, that Tamadi, somewhere, Tamadi Dragalia. Kudung Shin de Gavrechireda, Kudung de Shine, Revenge Kudung, the Sidung Summer, Kudung is Chede, Kudung Chede Shin Tree. Captain said, I was changing the ta. And that Tigalia, Mandrahonia. That Milam was sort of young, that is the Jignara, Rimbujibe, Tungsari, Zarch, the little jig. That is the rich quarry. Changcho, damn Changcho, do Chile. Music Changcho, but Jig Tungsari is the rich. Just a cup did you stand a Campbell Chilia, Surzum Shibi, and the Regi, Mineral to Stansons. Miri Chacho Quakeres to Shibi. Cambogan, Miri Chacho de and Denjon race to the Sungu. And Temato Tezamato, Dashinda, Mise Carjo Goti to Stan Shinda Yomare.
Now, the last time that I visited Mirik Monastery is when they were had built the stupa for the remains, the golden stupa for the remains of Bokar Rinpoche. And I don't remember exactly when that was, but just before I went, I had a dream, and there were a lot of things happening in the dream. But it occurred to me in the dream that he had been born somewhere to the north of Mirik Monastery. And so at that time, I mentioned it on the side to Khenpo Rinpoche, and I asked him, well, what is to the north of Mirik Monastery? And Khenpo Rinpoche replied that to the north of Mirik was Sikkim. So that's all that I felt at that time. There wasn't anything more specific.
DJ lo manguchi gre. Kanga mise 다참을 가가지고 용 말해. 근데 린주산에 다참아 용은 내 지신 디시스 게임도. 근데 지 우주도 망고시기야도. 대임은 아니 지신 디시스 게임도. 안 다와되는 니도 주실로야. 다 니도 주신 다 당변나. 진짜 당변나. 주로로 사람님 겁들이야. 맛이 딩엘이야. 그 유망람 팀수 수지 보면 저거를 디가르사디 총두걸이야 아니 팀수 소니베 그 유망람 걸이야 아니 르버지 아지야로 안토야 베주치기인스들이 라우레 안 디덕기 아니 캠보로 뭐지 버진 다와지 머신즈 고다 다와지 머신즈 고 다디 진짜 담배낭 담배 고라 계지듯이 시야브레 캠보로 무슨 나와지 무슨 소리에 좀 하나로 뭐 국제. 근데 진짜 담배들이 숨주로 좋아. 숨주로. 아니 가다 출루 로사니 모델 캠보로 무치 야다 디두산에 로산 제고 쉐베급 다라는데 안다 캠보로 무슨 나와지 고데레다 가 시야면다 괜찮은 줄 알아. 다들은 just 다스마 고데나 가두용 미용 자 하고서 말하다 직전에 로스미스 단도 다좀 강가미용 되데 다스마 고데나 고 가두용 미용 하고 말아 다들은 다 텔레 바지 우주 잡상 가사레 삼 다지 삼로 땅 같이 디두산 삼로 땅 같이 해 디두산은 미세게 좀 붙이려야지 가지고에 신다다 캠에서 rinpoche리아 디스지가 대 무구 말입니다. 대바 무구를 개발하지는 그러지 개발을 그러지 전화로 총 근데 이제 이제가 무구다 대맹하나 다 소소 나와 간샤를 봐 남사 이게 지제 는 캠볼에 앞이
Then many years passed during which there weren't any clear signs of anything, and there were no clear signs, and so no matter how much I tried, I hadn't anything to say. There weren't any clear signs. Then in January of 2014, during the Tsurpo Losar, actually before that, during the 31st Kaju Munlam, at the end of at a meeting after the Kaju Munlam for the working team, I said that I would try to recognize the reincarnation for the 32nd Kaju Munlam. And so Khenpo Rinpoche waited. He waited almost a month because that meeting was in the beginning of January, so he waited in his hotel for nearly a month. And then finally, on January 30th, it was the day of the Tsurpu Losar, the Losar according to the New Year according to the Tsurpu calculations. And we had a ceremony that day. And Khenpo Rinpoche had been waiting for so long, and I'd had nothing to say.
Waiting for here almost 1 month.
Yeah, he'd been waiting for almost a month for this, and I'd had nothing to say to him, and it felt like very strange to keep him waiting and not say anything at all. And so, even though I didn't know what to say, I thought I would try. I would try my hardest, and at that morning, so then I tried to put a particular effort into it and prayed to it. And that morning, I felt a really special devotion for Rinpoche. And with that special devotion, then there are a few things that occurred to me, or a few visions or appearances that occurred to me. And so I immediately wrote those down and gave them to Khenpo Rinpoche.
다음에 디젤이야 나는 구조가래 search groups 뭐라 연습 제주 중에 미치버래 제주 가시지 민토 가시지 돼서 다 이면 제주 수단 디 대지가 저래 지금 와서 소소소지 다 장부 수비입니다 연습 제주 수니 민토 제주 민토 거랑에 때문에 가다 디 떠주 맞죠 도와지 수도와지 샤신 다다보다 같이 유마죠 다대다 대지 지금 와서 소소로 들을 찬성 민도 대레신도 떠요 맞죠 안 되는 주사는 단도 양결지 제주를 쉬고서 예수서로지 들을 찬지 민도 대떠요 맞죠.
And so a search committee was formed, and they immediately went on the search, and then they found a few names, and they sent me the names, lists of some names. And actually, to be perfectly honest, I didn't look at those. I felt like it wasn't right. And so I felt like it wasn't right. They needed to keep looking, and so I put them aside without looking at them. I had this feeling that they still needed to keep looking, and so I did not look at the names then.
And Mr. Lensake, Dakar Khan, Ray Maresero, Kankan, Layo Mare, the derivation, logical. Logical.
And I didn't give any answer. I didn't say yes or no, it was this or that. I didn't make any answer at all, and so it took another year.
Malam Tinsuni Begaria. That is Same Uma Tinsu Soji Begali, Sondugal Geji, Lingby in Zan Degi, Tinsu Soni Begalia, Mimangojo, the Carre, she Bokar Rinpoche Yangsi, the Sever, the Gizaruchi, Mamboji Shed. Tinsu Soni Begal, Malancolata Cancho, Matu Sami Sheberche. That is Shudelia. 안 팅수주 소니 베양 셰라 레지 소리 셰라 담베 걸이야 안 장 겸버름 되는 휴제 안 되주산다 말람 걸로 마존네다 파마 되지 미비주 걸 되는 휴도 버르지 지기 인비네야 다들 되는 휴버 잡을이야 캠보 거랑베 무슨 페나마도 드그멘도스 제제 다들 이렇게 또 쉬비 근데 이제 캠베유미네 시시나 안 때라 잡지도 아주 라브라니 ane leji nyamda tambre
Now, during the 32nd Kaju Munam, since I had mentioned it during the meeting, everyone had the expectation that I would recognize the Bokar reincarnation during the 32nd Munam, and everyone was saying that it would happen. But as you all know, it didn't work, it didn't happen. However, at the end of the Munam, we had a dinner for the working team. And at that time, I invited Kempo in particular. And I said that it hadn't worked out during the Munam, but that I would try to make it work during the Arya Chema Winter Dharma gathering. But I also mentioned that in order for it to work out, Kempo Rinpoche himself had to go, otherwise it wouldn't work. And so Kempo Rinpoche, of course, accepted, and he went along with a worker from the Tsurpo Ladra.
Then Tsurpo Ladra leje de kota karwe lengyen de chimbo yesa ta ko ngale ya kizma muchudo kawan ro re tongzo kawan ro re ta tando detail manga chikishos ta detail shipja ta dari ko dis chikar 다가서 릭줍 영화 근데 다 쇼도 자야 그래서 디테일만 오키스 안데 두사 지 르모르 지가세 사전데 렌데 지 강반데 지 미장데 지 셈나 칸데는 좀 콜지 시 안다나 지 총소 과세고 디 민데 콜지 때 디레르 지 체베 제가 코로나야 주뒤네 뱅알 켈레르 지도 자자 자다마 그베 가서 지금 뭐지 두두 둥둥지가 나와 야자 야담바 티용 인식도
And so this worker had a big responsibility, and because he had a big responsibility, he asked a lot of questions. I need more details. I need more information. Please, you have to give us more details. And so, he wanted to be able to fulfill the task, complete the task that he had been given properly. And so he said he needed more details. And so I made a drawing that showed the drawing of the area, of the mountains and the house, and I mentioned the number of members in the family. And I also gave the name of the village where they should go to search. And when he got this, then the worker said, 100% certain we'll get we'll find the tulku. It's 100% certain that we'll find him in a short time. So no doubt.
Then DJ야 다지 다다디 다당 안주디 다고주지 세지 니만 가시를 세지 다다디 안주이 다 가산 제대하기 다 가수를 가산 제대하기 다 키우서래 다 배셔서 뭐는 주서래 가서 다디 녀버래 다바지 배 녀마 셰샤와데다 튠바도지 다 총수 디난 테마도 바지 매매 소리지 늘지 셰서 안데주산디 공당에 미세가 라메 다디 선이들이야 미세 다저게 제야만 다저게 제야만 더 겸보름 주고 늘지 치소 겸보름 지 디군들 치주사나 겸보름 지 갈아간성으로 지 봐지 가르베 베 엑셉트지 당번에 왜 다저게 제야만 의미네 답에 다 갈아간성으로 지 답에 임반으로 지 봐. 나의 이스라엘 다 돈이여 싶지 총송스 단도나 아주 디 문진 타셈 머중 콜이야 조다 된기 다보서만 다봉원에디 캠버룸 붙이래 캠버룸 붙이기 다 투기 소화로 가지도 디 계셔버 잘해요 다 오늘 전에 캠버룸 붙이 디 잡지 좀 붙이 고고마다 다배 자와메바 냠도 쇼딩이 민주산 고란 미세 투기 소화로 지용 세레 인주산에 다봉 캠버룸 붙이 군율이야 되는 주제 캠버룸 붙이래야 투기 소화로 가려요 디 개첨부를 지레 삼지 태송 다 드네마 데슈제 아니 잡지 개서를 붙이 미나 보카를 붙이고 고마다 미세다 토나 신도 튠보여야 되거든 인주산에 또 신도 튠보여 민주산에 다버를 붙이고 뉴 잘 다나 신장고를 붙이고 뉴라 잘 다나 신기드네 가수에 장교수들을 붙일다 누가 가르치 텔레임이냐 아주 인생 푸 된대를 붙이죠 상매기 지 가르쳐다 지 가르쳐야 투기 나로래야 대 가르쳐다지 상매기 다 토리아 마대와 매반을 붙이 된대지 뭐좀 봐도 당에 타주스게 제뉴 제요 말라 제뉴야스게요 말라 캠보디 다모 캠보로
So they found the we could say the boy, or you can say the tulku if you're being respectful. They found the boy or the tulku within a few days of searching, and at that time, and they had looked at my explanations, and it was basically only in that village, only at that place, that it could have worked out. There was nowhere else that it could possibly have been. And so they identified this boy, but I still hadn't decided. There's a potential, but it wasn't really decided. So I said to bring him down to Kempo Rinpoche. And so this, and Kempo Rinpoche accepted him immediately, and Kempo Rinpoche actually was extremely delighted to meet him. Basically, in terms of, we hadn't really decided that this was definitely the recognition, or definitely the reincarnation. We hadn't decided that. However, the sort of master of Mirik Monastery is Kempo Rinpoche, and his feeling is very important. He had been many years with Kempo, with Kyabje Bokar Rinpoche, never separated. He was never apart from Kyabje Bokar Rinpoche for many years. So his particular feelings of this were very important. And so I said that he should be first brought to Kempo Rinpoche, because his feeling about the situation is also very important. And then he was brought down here, and His Eminence Gyaltset Rinpoche also has had a very strong connection with Bokar Rinpoche, and so he first went to see Rinpoche. Likewise, also Jamgon Rinpoche went to see the reincarnation, and we also informed His Eminence Sita Rinpoche about this, and they all agreed. None of them felt any discomfort or any problem with this. And so up to that point, I hadn't felt like I was able to decide, and I had not really decided fully. I hadn't felt like I would had the ability to decide.
안는데 담아질 때에 캠버를 붙이래. 캠버를 붙일 때 디제를 캠버를 붙일 때 배열해. 네 캠버를 붙일 수 간주시. ké kōna tā kāndrīn dōsi tā kāndrī jī shūwīn tā kōnga yāchā yādāng bā tā tā rā yīn sōng pāchī tā ngē tā māchī kōna kēmbū yu tā chēn lō pāchī tā ngē mārē sī lā nā tēs ngē sā mārē samsārā dō tā 드린 주산에 드는 라소 사제다 나 진짜 제제는 그 간디가디 타 미세 주행긴 가요 말하다 그냥 타 최소리다 그러지.
Finally, Khenpo Rinpoche came to see me, and I asked him, do you think that he really is the reincarnation? And he said, definitely. He's definitely the reincarnation, 100% certain. So really, before I could determine anything, Khenpo Rinpoche had already decided. It's like it was decided. No matter what, if I had said that it wasn't the reincarnation, I don't think he would have listened to me. So it's like, okay, that's how it is. It was really decided before we made the decision.
안 가사디 제고도 제브레. 지당이 니에게 삼로도 가르쳐 주셔야 사나. 다 간다를 저좀 보가를 치기 오늘 전에 가수에다 이 다 세상만 쉬는 넘시서 말하다 넘버 10버도 오늘도 간대는 일 오늘 다 시에서 가라고 싶어래 다 임비네야 간다를 가장 권도 쉬는 시기다 유림디 존도스바 모두 슈두산에 안다 간다 드르지 너나 나라는 전당게 매비비냐 아니지 지 겹지름 시기 도계다 명람당 and the Shilabla Dene Chung, the Samalor Titula Dene Chung de Vizing Arantos Meduci, Madame Arang, and Yangsi, the Dainji Minji, Kasuaji, Yorbataji, Dilla Chungo Samaruchi, Satan Dilia Chungo Samaruchi down, and Mizanji Chubunan Giego Samaruda. 다 장보를 기하고 삼바를 다 개와가메다 죽보를 개나 죽보래다 미상매기 다 디상지 남아 죽고 망고지 가라 이제 죽보들의 개의 인산 이치금에도 장변나 충고도 생각들에 가시 연대도 다 있는 문제 전에 죽부나 총도에나 알아답시게요 말하거든 아들이 주산에 알든데가 남도로 가메 간다 드레르 체제 중반에 안데 인도사는 가장 안제고로 되도록 주도가 중요해서 다도나 문진 챙게 완전 체험을 봐 문진 체사디 딱 완전 체서 말이야 문진 체서 죽고디 과충이면 때 완전 체험 문진 챙게 와저스 개야마로다. 가와충에는 델레마다 문제 징에는 델레 총고에 델레 총 적으면서 사죠 말보다.
And so we had the ceremony yesterday. Now the way I felt about it, the way I've thought about it is actually it's really difficult to tell where the consciousness, if we don't use respectful terms, it's difficult to tell where the consciousness of Kyabje Bokar Rinpoche could be. But at any rate, this was the sequence of events. Now, I don't have any particular powers, or I don't have any particular skills. I think that really this only occurred in this way because of the strength and the power of Kyabje Rinpoche's, because of the strength of his aspirations and because of the strength of his wisdom. And so, from my own part, I don't feel like I can say now the reincarnation should be born here or should be born in this sort of person, the family. I can't say that he should be born in a rich family or should be born in a poor family. I have no power to say that. If he's born in a rich family, he's born in a rich family, and there's not much that I can do about it in any way. So, these days, there are many tulkus who are reborn in rich families, and some people say, oh, he can't be the tulku because he was born in a rich family, but there's nothing one can do about it. If he's born in a rich family, he's born in a rich family, and that's there's no way that anyone can affect that. And in any case, we were able to have the ceremony yesterday. Basically, when the tulku takes birth in a particular family, that is not something that the person who's doing the recognition can influence. That's completely under the power of the one who is recognized, and so there's no way I can tell that I can tell him that you must be born here.
공기다 로즈에디다 나랑마디 문지 체베가 로즈에디 찍버지 있어요. 로치 좀 찍버지. 나가마 벌 문지 체베가 로치 좀 찍버지. 괜찮아요. 가 디스 가보 예베서 교보 예베서 괜찮다. 나랑마 충충 거들 니즈르 텐제. 간다야 죽으셔야지 계셔야다. 죽으셔야지사 미망부터 죽으를 쳐야 되바치도 죽고 소야 섬으로 다지 아바 아마데서 경보를 지어빈 전보를 지는데 죽고 소셔래 그냥 죽으셔야 가서 레라버치 메라다 레라버치 요말라 기부지 해야 될 거라 합시라래 섬정기에 가래사람 게임을 죽구나 당 게임 먹고 나라 기부 유지를 받아 제바스 게임인데 다 임비냐 간다냐 알아 주주가 니즈를 참래 아니 가르래다 총뒤에 수수 밤마다 카테 디니즈 지래 다드네 로주실 리두스다네 가래리 포유다 카테다 베다 카테 디들 니즈를 먹고 총래 이제 상만 제거가 균세데 소소 죽으임이 균세는 되네 근데 가서에 소소에게 이 가서다 르동마도 쳐야 하네 근데 인주스탄에 아니 좀 지기 가서다 제가 좀 지기 여비움티솔 데스제 가서다 지데지 셈난 지 가서에 데스 닌제서 말이야. 닌제게 에너지. 르무체레 디스 닌제게 에너지. 다 간다라 디데르스도 간다야 아니 르무치기 가주에 고신제진게 알아야 아랑외네 가르 제토가 임내야 상매지 슈기에 섬으로 디데르 찬데요. 안테만 아게 샤면도
Now, during the ceremony yesterday, it occurred to me that the reincarnation is the same age as I was when I was recognized. And so whether you think of this as being happy or whether I think of it as being sad, in any case, I remembered what it was like for me when I was young. These days, there are a lot of people who want to make tulkus. There's a particular family that might be influential, or a particular family, they said, make the child a tulku, but it's really not that easy. It's actually very difficult, and it's difficult for it to be happy. There's a lot of responsibility that you have to bear. Of course, if you don't take on the responsibility, then maybe it's fine. But if you take on the responsibility, it can be difficult. And so I remembered my own situation. When I was young, I was separated from my parents. And then when I was 14, I was separated from my homeland. I was separated from Tibet. And there are many different situations that have happened since then. And the reason that all of these have happened is because I was recognized as a tulku. I've had to give up a lot. And so, at any rate, during the ceremony, looking at his parents and myself, I felt compassion for his parents, and looking at Rinpoche, I felt compassion for Rinpoche. And so that was the feeling that I had during the ceremony. In any case, I will do everything I can to make sure that he does well and that his activity flourishes in this life. Other than that, I haven't anything in particular to say.